24F Girlfriend is mad at me 24M because I have not shown her all of me. Girlfriend, 24, is mad at me, 24, because I have never been undressed in front of her, so she has never seen my chest, back, or penis. Here is what happened. Last night was our 2 years anniversary, so I made her favorite home-cooked meal, made her a scrapbook of mementos from our time together, gave her a silver heart locket, and gave her an hour-and-a-half full body message with oils, candles, music, and a happy ending. She seemed to enjoy all of it, and at the end of the message I told her to rest and relax while I cleaned up dinner. She sat up and said she wanted to give me a special oral gift and started to pull at my pants trying to unbutton them. I told her no several times in a row and left the room and closed the door. I started cleaning up the dishes and trying to calm down. After some time, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, not sure, I wasn't paying attention, my girlfriend comes out fully dressed and mad. She startled, yelling about how it's been 2 years and she has not seen my whole body or my penis. She went on to say how does she know that I don't have some type of disease, which made me upset, and responded, how would you know, you're not a doctor. She was kind of shocked for a minute because I raised my voice, which I have never done before because I hate to be that person. After a moment or two she composed herself and said that until I am willing to show all of me, there is not much more to talk about or continue with this relationship, and she left. She has me blocked on everything and said we will talk on Sunday, but she needs time to think. The question I know all of you have is why I don't show her, and the simple answer is I have many nightmare scars across those areas from my bio parents. My dad would treat me like an ashtray and target practice for a belt whipping contest. My mom always thought I was unclean and would scrub me with a stiff brush. Then when I hit puberty it got worse, and she would scrub that area with different cleaning products, bleach, Comet, whatever she could find. And she would scrub until she saw blood starting to form and would then stop and say let the blood run and remove the impurity. Thankfully this all stopped when I was rescued by child services and taken away at 15. But because of this I have scars. My hair does not grow right. There are spots where my hair does not grow at all, so it just random spots and looks awful. And my skin in my groin area has different color skin tones, including my penis. So I hate seeing myself and hate showing myself even more. So good people of Reddit, how do I talk to my girlfriend and get her to come back without showing her myself, because I am not ready for that. Working with my therapist on all this, but I am still not there yet. You are not going to lose her by sharing your story. You will if you continue to block her out. If you're not ready to show yourself, don't do it. But if you want this relationship to work, then you need to tell her why. You don't need to go into details, but you could say it's because of childhood abuse and physical scarring. I understand from her perspective why she would be upset, why you can't undress or be mutually intimate after 2 years without an explanation of why. I'm sorry you're going through this, and good luck. My F27 boyfriend, M30, confessed feelings for my best friend, F24. He and I met over a mutual interest in martial arts last summer. He and I hit it off very quickly, becoming fast friends and quite close. As one does, I developed feelings for him and he thought it might work out with us. It was a nice relationship, we hung out a lot, had a lot of fun, and we communicated very easily when something was not how we wanted it to be. Then in December, we weren't together for that long, almost 2 months. He broke up with me because he developed feelings for my best friend with whom he had barely interacted with at that point. After some talking we decided to stay friends, which involved us continuing to hold hands and kiss. He and my best friend agreed after talking to each other that she had no feelings for him. She assured me this several times, and that they wouldn't continue to talk to each other out of consideration for me. After a week, she confessed to me that she is super confused about her feelings and is now doubting that there were feelings like she thought. I tried to help her through this emotionally. It hurt to have to do that. A day before Christmas she messaged asking if I were okay with her meeting up with him to have that final closure for her. I told her in no uncertain terms that I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. Now, I was told by her that they met up behind my back. And that they both decided to pursue mutual feelings. When I called him up to ask, he confessed he'd rather have met her whenever we did. I know it is over a relationship that didn't last for years, still I am very hurt and livid. They both expressed that they wish to stay friends with me, and I am so angry and do not wish to see either of them right now or ever. Am I being overdramatic? I do not know how to proceed right now. I want to go nuclear, as in no contact. I want to cry and then rage. He said he will talk to me in person tomorrow and I feel so lost. Any advice would be appreciated. I apologize for any grammar and spelling mistakes. English is not my first language. I tried to help her through this emotionally. It hurt to have to do that. You should not have done that, and the moment he told you he was breaking up with you due to feelings for your friend, you should have cut him out of your life. You need to be honest about how betrayed you feel. Do not pretend like you are not hurt. Tell them both that you need a break from them. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be friends with him either. You don't have an investment with him, and the truth of the matter is if she's not a good friend, she betrayed you probably more than he did. Leaving behind. Forget about him. He is not worth your time. As for her, is she truly your best friend? Does she truly care about you? To me, a best friend would never do that to their person. Never. Ask yourself this, would you betray her the same way? If the answer is no, then I don't think the friendship can be salvaged. I'm sorry they hurt and betrayed you. 20F, 23M, boyfriend can't fall in love with me. My boyfriend and I have been together for 7 months. We are mostly long distance, 4.5 hours. I have come to the conclusion that he is emotionally unavailable. We have had open talks about this. He says he doesn't know when he will be able to feel more for me. Because of this, I often don't feel like he prioritizes me like I prioritize him or think about him. I've been patient for 2 months after having this initial discussion. It is starting to take a toll on me. Waiting for him to call when it works for him. He said he wants to call me but sometimes he feels like he has to. That really hurt my feelings. I just don't know what to do. A few days ago I addressed it again and said it's affecting my mental state and that it might be best if we took a break. He said, please stay with me, don't break up, I need more time. Just give me more time. He tells me he appreciates me often, but it feels completely different from my other relationships because I've never had a guy who wasn't in love with me. Advice please. If any of you have been in this situation. My opinion is to break up with him. If he needs more time he needs to take that time by himself and probably get into some therapy and do some self-reflection to deal with his emotional unavailability. You do not have to stick around and hope he loves you one day. It's already been 7 months of you waiting to see if he can figure out what he wants. If he hasn't figured it out yet I don't see him ever doing it. You're not even his priority. I'd just break up with him. Y'all live so far from each other which is an added stressor. Y'all are both young. I wouldn't get too stuck on this guy if he isn't giving what you need. He sounds super indecisive and possibly one of those, I don't really want you but don't want anyone else to have you either, type guys, would need more info to be definite. You shouldn't be with someone who isn't sure about you. You deserve to feel secure and loved. Don't let a man tell you twice he don't want you. Steve Harvey. 28M, 28F. I ate all the dumplings even though she gave me the puppy eyes and now she's pissed. Yesterday I had a job at the next town. On my way home, I stopped by this specific restaurant to buy some fried dumplings. I called her to ask how many she wanted and she reminded me that she's on diet. Knowing these are our favorites, I asked again if she was sure and she confirmed it. Fast forward to me sitting on the couch enjoying the food and her doing something on her laptop next to me. After a while, I noticed she was eyeing the last of my dumplings. I gave her a questioning look and she responded with puppy eyes. At that point, I felt exasperated. That was my dinner, I didn't get any extra and there was no leftover in the fridge. I also asked her twice already when I bought them. My thought at the time was, I don't want this becoming a pattern, so I ate the last few while pretending to change the channel to avoid eye contact. This morning she told me she's expecting an apology by the end of the day. I don't think I should apologize. Not in the way she wants anyway. My coworker tells me that's how things are and I should swallow it and apologize anyway. I hate that kind of manipulative shit. Don't apologize. You gave her the opportunity to get her own dumplings and you bought enough to satisfy your own hunger. You don't need to be hungry because she's too immature to admit she wants dumplings. She needs to learn to use actual words to indicate what she wants. Not saying no to the dumplings when she means yes. And puppy dog eyes are childish. Are you dating a 5-year-old? God, this sounds exhausting. Don't apologize, you did nothing wrong. This sounds like a small thing, but by 28 I would expect an adult to be able to use her big girl words. Behavior like this would make me feel like I was dating a child, not to mention an immediate turnoff.